I'm Paul Perkins with the check of your ag weather. After highs right around 50 in Nebraska this afternoon and the mid-50s to around 60 in northern Kansas and some very light rain. Rain changes to snow tonight and snow intensifies as a cold front moves to the east. Snow accumulations along and south of I-80 predicted to range from a trace to a few inches. 2 to 5 inches of snow is expected to the north of I-80. Far northern Nebraska snow accumulations should range 6 to 12 inches. Breezy winds could lead to some blowing and drifting. Snow chances taper off tomorrow afternoon with highs in the low to mid-30s in Nebraska, right around 40 in northern Kansas. A ridge of high pressure warms our highs from the mid-40s to the mid-50s Saturday to widespread 70s by Monday. Fire concerns increase with breezy south winds on Monday and Tuesday. By Wednesday, our highs cooling slightly into the mid-50s to the low 60s. For the long-term forecast, Nebraska and Kansas temperatures remain slightly warmer than normal the middle of next week before temperatures trend seasonal to slightly cooler than normal late next week through the last day of winter on March 19th. It turns more active with above normal precipitation Tuesday through March 19th across Nebraska and Kansas. The latest regional drought monitor shows Nebraska remains at 2% drought-free. It's drought-free to abnormally dry in areas around Phelps and Harlan County, southern Keith to Dundee County in the far southeast. Most of central, southwest, and eastern Nebraska in the far southern panhandle continue with moderate drought. Severe drought is still found from Custer County into the north central and northeast, along with the midsection of the panhandle. 8% of Nebraska remains in extreme drought, including the northwest panhandle and isolated areas of northern Cherry County. Kansas decreasing 6 percentage points to 22% drought-free. Much of far western areas along and south of I-70 and eastern Kansas are drought-free to abnormally dry. Moderate drought remains in much of northern Kansas, including from Atwood to Colby, eastward to Marysville and Clay Center, and as far south as Hayes, Russell, and Great Bend of the central. Key weather factors affecting the markets include active weather in parts of the U.S., a few areas of central Brazil receiving good rain, and heavy rain ending in Argentina. Back-to-back disturbances race eastward across the U.S., generating mostly light precipitation. The rest of today through tomorrow, low pressure produces accumulating snow from the Intermountain West into the western Corn Belt, especially from Wyoming into Iowa. A trailing system produces weekend rain from the southeastern plains to the southern Atlantic coast. Some wet snow may even blanket portions of the southern plains. Early next week, a new round of precipitation moves into southern California and the southwest, while a surge of cold air grazes the northern plains and upper Midwest. In central Brazil, Mato Grosso continues to benefit from consistent rain, while conditions elsewhere are drier and hotter for immature corn and soybeans and newly planted second crop corn. Rain chances increase for more Brazil this weekend and early next week, especially across the south. Towards Argentina, heavy rain that prevented further crop damage in the central and south ends with cooler and drier weather overspreading all areas next week. Northern Argentina has been drier with daytime temperatures around 100. With the check of your ag weather, I'm Paul Perkins.